We're starting the tutorial on building a chick hatching machine. In the previous session, we built the menu together. There was just one small thing we didn't add, not really a mistake, just something missing, and that was specifying on the LCD whether lamp 1 or lamp 2 is active. In the default state, I set the menu name so that when the cursor is on lamp and the number changes, it selects lamp 1 by default. When it goes to option 4, which we labeled above as lamp, when I say it's selected with a small delay, it should activate lamp 1. So in the default state, lamp 1 is selected. Then I say when the digital read happens, actually before or after the digital read, let's do it after. Why? Because if the lamp is changed manually, this command should execute afterward, so the selected lamp is applied correctly. When I click here, the block is here and I add an IF block. What does it do? After we change the lamp manually using the button. In this session, we want to work on the automatic mode together. First, we'll fix the manual mode, then we'll move on to automatic mode. Manual mode means we make a correction to what we did in the previous session. At the end of the part related to the lamp, I add an IF condition. If this value is equal to 9, then open the block and set the menu name equal to lamp 1. Set the lamp name here equal to lamp 1. I copy this block and at the end I add another condition. If it's equal to 10, meaning we switched, then set the lamp name to lamp 2. Now it switches to lamp 2 and displays lamp 2 as the lamp name. That's it. Very simple. Lamp 1 and lamp 2 are now clearly shown on the display. I'll run it once to show you that it displays lamp 1 and lamp 2. Now I upload the hexadecimal file so the program runs. Now you can see lamp 1 and lamp 2 changing. I'm on the temperature screen. I press the menu button, go to humidity, I don't want that, press again, motor, I don't want that, then lamp 1. By default, it's on lamp 1. When I press the button, it goes to lamp 2. Press again, it goes back to lamp 1. You can see that each time I press the button, it switches between lamp 1 and lamp 2. Now I close it and open it again. That's the manual lamp 1 and lamp 2 setup. Now let's move on to the automatic mode. What should we do so that if one of the lamps burns out? For example, you have 2 lamps and one of them burns out, leaving only one lamp. That single lamp might not be able to heat a large space. As a result, the temperature starts dropping. The device should intelligently detect that a lamp is burned out or cannot raise the temperature and then switch to lamp 2. Let's see how we do that. First, I create a variable. I want to decide how often the device checks the temperature and how it switches. Every few minutes, it checks the device temperature to see what state it's in. Has the temperature gone down or up? I create a variable called tempf. I set its default value to 0, so when the device resets, it doesn't cause problems. I define it as a float type because I want to store the temperature with decimals from the sensor. The temperature I read from the sensor was T, the input temperature of the device. After reading the temperature, I also have seconds, minutes, and hours. Now I say, if the minute or second reaches certain values, for example, every 10 minutes, minute 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, how do we detect that? Basically, every 10 minutes, the device checks and stores the temperature. I use an if condition to define the time. For minutes, I take the remainder of minute divided by 10. I don't want the division result, I want the remainder. If the remainder is equal to 0, and I also check that the remainder of seconds divided by 10 is equal to 0, then both conditions are true. This means at times like 10 o'clock, 10:10, 10:20, 10:30, 10:40, 10:50, the condition is true. The hour doesn't matter here. At those times, I store the temperature. I assign the sensor temperature T to tempf. So every 10 minutes, the device stores the temperature. That happens 6 times per hour. Now I copy this logic and add another if block. This time I don't need tempf assignment again. Instead, this condition checks at times like xx.x5.00, for example 10:05, 10:15, 10:25, etc. In these times, the device compares the current temperature with the stored temperature from 5 minutes earlier. If the temperature read from the sensor is lower than the storage temperature, it means the temperature has gone down. That means one lamp may be burned out or cannot maintain the temperature. In that case, the device switches to lamp 2. So the algorithm works like this. Every 10 minutes, store the temperature. 5 minutes later, compare the current temperature with the stored one. If the temperature has gone down, switch the lamp. That's the logic behind the automatic lamp switching system. Why was it greater than? Let's think about it this way. Suppose that 5 minutes ago, the temperature at this point was, for example, 36 degrees. This is just an example. So at 12:42, the value 36 is stored. Now, at 12:45, the temperature starts to go down. It's no longer 36, it becomes 35. So 36 is greater than 35. That clearly means the temperature has dropped. So if the temperature has dropped, what should we do? Switch the lamp. But here's an important point. I'm glad I remembered this now because I hadn't written this code earlier. There is a problem with this code as it is. If we write it like this, the device may switch lamps very frequently. Why? Because even a difference of 0.1 degrees could trigger the switch. A tiny fluctuation could cause unnecessary lamp switching. So before this if condition, we add another if. This if is correct, but we add one more condition before it. Let's look at our set temperature. What was it? It was T, the temperature we read from the sensor. That's correct. We understand that. Now we go down here. Instead of that condition, we say this. The temperature we are checking is the input temperature, the T value we read from the sensor. So we say, if the temperature read from the sensor, T, is less than the target or reference temperature, then continue with the next condition. In other words, we first check whether the current temperature is actually below the desired temperature. Only then do we compare it with the stored temperature from 5 minutes ago. This way, small decimal changes or noise from the sensor won't cause the lamp to switch unnecessarily. This extra if condition makes the system much more stable and prevents incorrect or rapid lamp switching. So here I say this. If the temperature is less than T set minus 1.5. What does T set minus 1.5 mean? The T value is the temperature read from the sensor. T set is the temperature we set, which is 37.70 degrees Celsius. So when I say T set minus 1.5, it means 37.70 minus 1.5 equals 36.2 degrees. I'm saying if the sensor temperature T goes below 36.2 degrees, then perform this action. If it does not go below 36.2 degrees, then don't do anything. Why? Because sometimes the device temperature drops slightly. For example, when the lamp turns off, the temperature may dip a little, and when the lamp turns back on, it takes some time to push the temperature back up. During that time, the temperature might drop by 0.3 or 0.4 degrees, and then it quickly rises again. So we only act when the drop is more than 1.5 degrees. After that, we say, now check again. If the stored temperature, temp F, that we saved 5 minutes ago, is greater than the current sensor temperature, T, then switch the lamp. For example, if 5 minutes ago the temperature was 36 degrees Celsius and now it is 35 degrees Celsius, then the previous temperature is greater than the current one. That means the temperature is dropping, so we switch the lamp. How do we switch the lamp? We increment the lamp by 1, basically lamp plus plus. Then below that, I add another if condition. If the if inside if goes too far, the program may go out of range. So I say, if the lamp value becomes 11, meaning it went past 9 and 10, then set the lamp value back to 9. Just to be safe, I add one more if. If the lamp value is greater than or equal to 11, reset it to 9. Now, because we also want the menu to update, after switching the lamp, we do this. If the lamp value is equal to 9, set the menu name to lamp 1. I copy the same if and say, if the lamp value is equal to 10, set the menu name to lamp 2. This way, the menu clearly shows whether lamp 1 or lamp 2 is active after switching. So this handles lamp values 9 and 10, which correspond to lamp 1 and lamp 2. Now the switching is fully automatic. If the temperature starts to drop and the temperature from 5 minutes ago is higher than the current temperature, the system automatically switches the lamp. If the lamp value becomes 11, it resets to 9. If it goes above 11, it also resets to 9. If the lamp is 9, it shows lamp 1. If it's 10, it shows lamp 2. That's it. Now we've successfully implemented automatic switching between lamp 1 and lamp 2. From now on, the system switches lamps automatically and safely. If one lamp burns out and the temperature drops, the device will switch to lamp 2, and the chicks inside the eggs will not be harmed. This is a very important feature, so make sure to implement it. I'll upload this file for everyone who purchased this tutorial. You just need to upload it to Arduino and use it exactly as written, with the same wiring we discussed, where 9, 10, and 11 are defined the same way. I'll provide the final code file we wrote so you can use it directly.